Terrifying moments caught on camera in New York City. A gunman opening fire on a man and two young children nearby. A 10-year-old girl using her body to shield her 5-year-old brother. Tonight, the search for the two suspects. The tropical storm bearing down tonight on New Orleans. Up to a foot of rain expected in some places by the end of the weekend. Our team in New Orleans tonight, and our Rob Marciano has the timing. The major milestone tonight announced by President Biden, 300 million shots administered in 150 days. And with the Delta variant spreading, heightened urgency tonight to vaccinate even more Americans and reach hesitant people or communities that may have a tough time getting a shot. Overseas tonight, it's election day in Iran, but many voters say they don't plan to even head to the polls after the government barred most candidates from running. Our Martha Raddatz reports from Tehran.
There were over 500 candidates who wanted to run for president here, but the majority of those were disqualified. Others dropped out.
Ratings battle. Instacart shoppers tonight say the company's rating system isn't fair, and they're pushing for change.
I'm out here hustling. I'm trying to provide good customer service. And if it's not my fault, there's not an item in stock.
What they're urging the company to do tonight. And our Lindsay Davis with an important story on allyship tonight on the eve of Juneteenth, what Americans can do to support everyone in their community.
So how necessary is that white allyship?
There are some people who will never hear me, but a white ally who sends the same message can be heard.
And good evening, I'm Trevor Alt in for Lindsay Davis. Thank you for streaming with us. We begin tonight with the tropical system fast bearing down on the Gulf Coast. There are now tropical storm warnings and flash flood watches in 4 states tonight. Louisiana declaring a state of emergency, closing floodgates and activating lock systems. Bands of rain and gusty winds already hitting the coast tonight. And take a look at these satellite images. That is the tropical storm churning in the Gulf of Mexico. Teams filling sandbags in Jackson County, Mississippi. The skies darkening over the causeway above Lake Pontchartrain. And in Louisiana tonight, concern over the potential for a foot of rain by Sunday and the flash flooding that could come with it. Our Elwin Lopez leads us off from New Orleans tonight.
Tonight, time running out along the Gulf Coast, that tropical system now closing in.
I want you to pay attention because look at all of this heavy, widespread rain.
Double red flags warning beachgoers in Alabama to stay out of the water. Outside New Orleans, Casey Denny's filling sandbags, bracing for an active hurricane season.
After last season, we saw so many storms, so I think we're kind of expecting to see a season that was similar to that. Hopefully not, but going to be prepared.
The region already saturated from relentless storms in recent weeks, raising concerns about falling trees and power outages.
We're bringing in 100 additional resources from Alabama, from Tennessee, even from as far as Missouri to come in to respond to the needs of our customers.
This system comes after a record-breaking 2020 hurricane season, with 30 named storms overall, 5 of them making landfall in Louisiana, 3 of them as hurricanes.
And Elwin Lopez joins us now, already out in the rain in New Orleans. Elwin, you mentioned last year being a record-breaking hurricane season. We're now getting into the thick of it here. What is the National Hurricane Center predicting for this hurricane season?
Yeah, that's right, Trevor. They're expecting it to be an above-average hurricane season with up to 20 named storms. Trevor.
All right, Elwin Lopez, stay safe out there. Thank you. And let's bring in Rob Marciano, who's tracking the tropical system. Rob, time this out for us.
It's just offshore now, Trevor. Tropical storm force winds are spreading across the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. We've got tropical storm warnings up now from New Orleans to Pensacola. The center is about 100 miles south of Morgan City, Louisiana, moving north at 5 miles an hour. So that should bring the center onshore shortly after midnight tonight. Our computer model showing it being abreast of New Orleans by about 7 a.m. You see the heavy weather, most all of it really, is east of center. Flash flooding with downpours, gusty winds, and a brief tornado possible. Getting towards Montgomery by Saturday afternoon, and by Sunday morning it's into Atlanta and the Carolinas, dissipating some. But the main player with this will have some power outages for sure, but 6 to 12 inches of rain over this area that's completely saturated. We will definitely see some dangerous flooding this weekend in the southeast. I got to touch on what's happening in the west. The heat continues there. Excessive heat warnings up for several states, including nearly all of California. Only slight cooling happening as we get towards Sunday and Monday. An unprecedented heat wave continues. Trevor?
Plenty to keep an eye on. Rob Marciano, thank you. And now to the other major news this Friday night, the coronavirus and the growing concern about the Delta variant, first seen in India, now found in at least 45 U.S. states. Experts fear that virus could mutate even more to evade our vaccines. ABC's Stephanie Ramos brings us this report.
With a growing threat from the Delta variant, President Biden today urging Americans to get fully vaccinated.
It's a variant that is more easily transmissible, potentially deadlier, and particularly dangerous for young people.
300 million shots have been administered in the first 150 days of Biden's presidency. But at the current pace, the country is less likely to reach his July 4th goal. One shot for 70% of adults. So far, 65% of adults have gotten a shot. The president asked if the Delta variant could force new lockdowns.
I don't think so, because so many people have already been vaccinated. But with the Delta variant can cause more people to die in areas where people have not been vaccinated.
The CDC director today warned it could soon become the dominant strain.
As viruses mutate, they do so with some advantage to the virus. One of those advantages could be that it evades our vaccines, and that's really what we're actively trying to prevent.
Last year, Southwest Missouri saw a spike in COVID cases after these Memorial Day celebrations. The state now has the highest percentage of Delta variant cases in the country. It's the dominant strain in Springfield, where some hospitals are running low on beds.
We're definitely seeing folks in their 20s and 30s, otherwise healthy, unvaccinated. Some of the ones we saw last year, there was some other underlying condition. Now there's not.
Adding to the challenge, 30 million Americans still need their second vaccine dose, something experts say is critical for protection against the Delta variant.
Usually one shot gives you a pretty high level of protection, but not with the Delta variant. What we've seen with the Delta variant is that if you've only gotten one shot of, let's say, the Pfizer vaccine, you only have about 35% protection. Obviously, that's way too little.
And Stephanie now joins us from Yankee Stadium, which will be at full capacity for the first time since the pandemic, with no vaccination cards required, no vaccinated-only sections anymore. Stephanie, I want to go back to President Biden's goal of getting 70% of adults with at least one shot. Just how far behind are we in hitting that target?
Well, Trevor, it seems likely the Biden administration may miss their goal. On average, about 387,000 adults are getting their first shot every day. But to reach the president's goal, that number would need to more than double to 806,000 adults every day between now and July 4th. Trevor.
We've come a long way, but still, we have to keep going. Stephanie Ramos, thanks to you. And for more on the spread of the Delta variant and the state of vaccinations in the U.S., let's bring in Dr. Darian Sutton, an emergency medicine physician and an ABC News medical contributor. Dr. Sutton, thank you for joining us. President Biden today in his speech, while he was celebrating largely, he did also warn about the spread of the Delta variant. And we know the CDC has called it a variant of concern. Can you just explain to our viewers why this particular strain is so concerning, especially for people who are unvaccinated?
What we have seen is that this variant was first identified in India and now is dominant in the UK, where, for example, in places like England, it has been associated to a 130% increase in cases and a 14-day case rate that we're seeing right now. And now in the US, it's associated with approximately 10% of new cases. Now, this is a concern because this variant has been shown to be more transmissible and in some cases more severe in terms of symptoms and outcomes. But we're still learning, trying to understand whether or not this variant is causing severe outcomes in terms of hospitalizations and deaths. The reason why we need to pay close attention to this is because this may threaten the work that we have done so far, to be quite honest with you, in terms of the vaccines that we're putting out there and making sure that people are protected against this virus.
Another incentive, really, for adults to get their shot. But on that point, given this variant's high rate of transmissibility, should there be particular concern for parents with children who aren't yet old enough to be vaccinated? Do they need to be taking extra precautions now?
Right now, what we know is that according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, there have been over 2 million cases of COVID associated with children, and that has been associated with more than 300 deaths. Now, that equates to approximately a 0.01% risk of death of those children who get COVID-19. Now, although that percent is low, of course, every number counts, as each number represents a missing seat at the breakfast table and a family that is still mourning. So we want to prevent that as much as possible. So my personal advice to parents or for children who cannot get vaccinated to continue to practice caution by wearing masks and avoiding crowded spaces.
Not yet safe to return to life for everyone. And we have, Doctor, also seen those reports of cases of myocarditis or heart inflammation that are showing up in some adolescents who have taken the vaccine. And we don't want to be alarmist. We know this is a very small portion of millions of Americans who have been vaccinated, but they are looking into it. And if there is a link, a frequent criticism of the vaccine that we hear from people who might be hesitant is that we don't yet fully know the long-term potential impacts of these vaccines. Is that a reason for concern? Do the benefits still outweigh everything? I mean, what do we need to know about that?
I think that the benefits of the vaccine still outweigh any possible risk that we are seeing. So what we're seeing in these cases of myocarditis, which is simply an inflammation of the heart muscle, or pericarditis, which is an inflammation of the lining around the heart, we're seeing of the over 7 million children and adolescents who have gotten vaccinated, a small number coming in with these symptoms, majority of which are boys that seem to have these symptoms after their second dose. Now, again, this number is small, but it's an important signal to pay attention to. But I want to give there some more context to this. So myocarditis is an inflammation that we see in the heart muscle that is associated with many viral illnesses, many of which include COVID-19. And so what I try to explain to parents is that the risk of COVID-19 far outweighs this possible mild or small risk associated with these vaccines. And it's important that we take that into consideration when making the decision to get vaccinated, because I also want to advise parents that waiting comes with its own risk of possibility of long-term symptoms associated to COVID, the 1 in 1,000 children who get multi-system inflammatory syndrome associated to COVID, and then, of course, preventing any hospitalizations or long-term outcomes associated with COVID. So at the end, the risk of COVID far outweighs any risk that we can see with these vaccines, and the history and the technology behind this vaccine has been studied for over a decade.
Myocarditis is treatable and usually temporary also, right?
Yeah, so actually in the study with the American Academy of Pediatrics, they put out a study specifically looking at 7 children who happen to have myocarditis after their vaccinations. All 7 were treated with non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications, commonly known as ibuprofen, and they seem to have resolved without issue. And so that's really reassuring.
And also, real quick, Doctor, big picture here. We've now hit 300 million doses administered since President Biden took office. I do think he is correct that we hit that number faster than a lot of people thought we would. At the same time, we will likely fall short of President Biden's goal of 70% of Americans having at least 1 dose by the 4th of July. We came out of the gate in a hurry. We might be running out of gas. Overall, are we still in a good position as a country on our vaccination rate? Are we still vulnerable? How should Americans be feeling right now?
I think we are in a good position. I think that we should be proud of the work that we have done. And although we are winning in this race against COVID, we shouldn't simply give up and throw down our baton. I think we still have more work to do.
And we can take a moment to reflect on our achievements and feel good about them while still knowing that there is work to be done. Dr. Darian Sutton, thanks to you. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Next to a horrifying scene on a street in New York City, a gunman chasing another man on a crowded sidewalk and opening fire just inches from children. Tonight, the NYPD asking for the public's help to find that shooter and his accomplice. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the video, and we warn you, it is difficult to watch.
Tonight, that terrifying shooting caught on camera in the Bronx. 2 children escaping tragedy by a matter of inches. You can see the 10-year-old little girl shielding her 5-year-old brother as the suspect sprays bullets, striking his 24-year-old target in the back and both legs. Police say the victim, who has an extensive criminal history, may have tried to use the kids as cover.
I'm disgusted. I'm going to be honest with you. It's very alarming.
The children miraculously managing to avoid the gunfire. Authorities now on the hunt for the perpetrator, who took off on a scooter driven by an accomplice. New York City seeing a surge in gun violence in recent months. According to the NYPD, shootings are up more than 64% compared to this time last year.
And Ariel joins us now. Ariel, that video is unbelievable. It's so chilling. Do you have any information on the connection between the children and the shooter?
Well, Trevor, police say the kids had no connection to the victim or the suspect in this case. They were likely just caught up in a dangerous case of gang violence. Trevor?
Unbelievably frightening. Ariel Reshef, thank you. Overseas now to Iran, where the polls have closed in the country's election for a new president. And this is an election that could have major consequences for the U.S., including on the fate of the renegotiation of the Iran nuclear deal. But Iran is also grappling with its own difficult issues, including a crippled economy and apathy over this election that many view as already decided. ABC's chief global affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz has been on the ground talking to voters in Tehran.
In Tehran tonight, people lining up to cast their ballots to choose who will be Iran's next president.
Mr. Raisi has showed that he can stand up for the people.
The right person is Mr. Raisi.
But for many Iranians, this election feels predetermined. Polls predicting about 60% of Iranians will not show up to vote.
We don't think that this is really an election. More than half of people of Iran won't vote for this election.
Hardliner Ibrahim Raisi is the front-runner and anticipated winner to replace Iran's current president, Hassan Rouhani. There were more than 500 candidates who wanted to run for president, but the majority of them were disqualified. A few dropped out. It was narrowed down to only 4. Raisi is the favorite of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
This is the feeling of many millions of Iranians that our vote simply doesn't matter.
The only moderate on the ballot, Abdel Nasser Hamadi. Hamadi became governor of Iran's central bank shortly after President Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal and imposed crippling economic sanctions. Hamadi's opponents blame him for Iran's dire economy, Iran's paper currency losing 68% of its value since the sanctions hit in 2018. But polls indicate Raisi is expected to claim victory to help rebuild an ailing economy. He's Iran's current chief justice and one of Khamenei's most trusted confidants. But the anti-Westerners' past is troubling. Raisi oversaw death commissions that ordered the extrajudicial executions of thousands of prisoners in Iran in 1988 at the end of the Iran-Iraq War. And in 2019, the Trump administration sanctioned Raisi for human rights abuses. The Biden administration has yet to remove Raisi from the sanctions list. And with the Iran nuclear deal still hanging in the balance, sanctions have yet to be lifted on Iran. Here in Tehran, people feeling the real toll. Middle-class women hit the hardest by unemployment. The cost of milk up by 90%. Basic household items like bread and rice now seen as luxury items. People stand in line to buy chicken, their hunger manifesting into rage.
They're asking us to vote, but for who? They've been in power for years and nothing's changed. I have nothing to lose. Let them execute me.
Iran's badly crippled economy is on the ballot, and voters are desperate for relief. Raisi says he supports the nuclear deal, which could bring economic benefits, but his anti-Western feelings could make it harder to get a longer and tougher deal, which President Biden won't like. If Raisi is elected, what will the relationship be with the West? Do you think he can get the sanctions lifted?
I think Mr. Raisi's pledge towards the nation in his speeches was that we're not going to be looking towards the West. Okay, we'll be more than happy if they lift all of the sanctions. We'll be more than happy to join back into the deal, and we are more than happy to cooperate with the international community. But the main point is that we're not looking towards solving. It's not our priority. Our priority is from within.
Iran also continues to be crippled by COVID. Their doctors are leaving in droves. Over 3,000 left Iran last year. Those who have stayed face PPE and medicine shortages.
Nobody sell us without money transaction.
Economic hardships and curbs on freedoms have kept many people, especially Iran's youth, at home this election.
Whoever wins among these candidates will not change the outcome of my personal situation. They're all the same. That's why I'm not going to vote.
And while there's seemingly little enthusiasm for the eventual winner in some circles, Iran's next president will undoubtedly face the challenge of convincing Iran's youth that they still have a future in this country. The winner of the presidential race will officially be announced tomorrow, but he does not take office for several months, and there is no way a new nuclear deal will be signed before that. Trevor?
Arthur Raddatz from Iran. And when we come back, the bear rampage overseas tonight, the animal terrorizing a Japanese city, and what officials did to get the situation under control. Cruise ship controversy, a judge ruling late today about whether the CDC can dictate how cruise ships deal with unvaccinated passengers who are ready to go back to sea. But first, Instacart ratings wars. The essential workers who helped Americans stay safe during the pandemic. Tonight, you'll hear from some who are calling out the company's rating system, saying it cost them hundreds of dollars.
With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir.
We have made it through another week together.
America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
Admit it, these days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Lunchtime at 1 Eastern, 12 Central and Pacific on ABC. It's all about you.
Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Michael Strahan. Wake up with America's #1 most watched morning show. ABC's
Good Morning America.
The world may feel out of your control, but your happiness doesn't have to be. Learn the secrets to happiness. Listen to the 10% Happier podcast, free on Apple Podcasts.
ABC News honored winner for the second straight year with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television. ABC News, America's #1 news source. Friday nights, 9/8 Central. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime. 2020. Friday nights, 9/8 Central on ABC.
The reality is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown Hate, The War Among Us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
Now, when it matters most, the straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. Good Morning America, #1 in the morning, 9 years running. World News Tonight with David Muir, #1 in the evening with America's most watched newscast. 2020, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights. The View, the #1 daytime talk show. And ABC News Live, #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
We turn now to the popular grocery delivery app Instacart that's been a lifeline for many of us during the pandemic. Tonight we hear from some of the workers known as Instacart shoppers who are calling out the company's rating system, saying a less than perfect rating can cost them hundreds of dollars. ABC's Faith Abube explains.
At the height of the COVID pandemic, the last thing Dia Rocco wanted to do was to step inside a grocery store. So she turned to Instacart, a phone app allowing her to get all her groceries without ever leaving her home.
It's just kind of been a lifesaver. Even now that things are opening, it's just so much easier to get groceries done during the week instead of trying to fit it in on a weekend with kids in the house.
And it's Instacart shoppers like Ehud Sofer on the other end making it possible, walking the store aisles, picking the items, and delivering them right to the customer's doorstep. The payoff for this filmmaker, flexible hours and quick cash.
I felt like I found a hack to our economy, and I'm like, wow, you don't have to work a 9 to 5.
When did things begin to change?
At probably the most inconvenient time. Within the month that I signed my new lease, I got my first 4-star rating.
According to Instacart, a shopper's rating is an average of the last 100 deliveries made, and shoppers with higher ratings get first dibs on delivery batches, meaning anything less than a perfect score in the batches you can access could lead to lower pay. Some critics call it ratings prison.
I wasn't seeing orders that matched why I got into Instacart in the first place for a few weeks. If you have like a 3.9 GPA, you're a really good student. If you're a 4.86 Uber driver, you're probably a good driver. So I just assumed it was like that.
Ehud says that one 4-star rating cost him hundreds of dollars in earnings each week.
Versus making $150 a day, I would maybe make, 70, 80, or you'll see less batches coming in.
Sharita Williams has been an Instacart shopper for 2 years. Recently, more and more of Instacart's shoppers have been speaking out. Thousands of people also signing on to online petitions calling for Instacart to immediately change how the ratings are calculated. The biggest frustrations, shoppers say, sometimes not even getting an explanation about what they did to deserve it. The system mostly assuming the customer is always right, and sometimes getting a bad rating for circumstances beyond their control, like a store not having an item the customer wants.
I'm out here hustling. I'm trying to provide good customer service, and if it's not my fault, there's not an item in stock. Again, I don't have control if the tomatoes are bad. And some days, all the bananas are bad.
In 2020, as the pandemic was raging, Instacart says it suspended the rating system. But it's back, supposedly rewarding the hardest working shoppers and weeding out those who don't always get it right. Clinical and forensic neuropsychologist Dr. Judy Ho says the negative impact of rating systems can be detrimental to one's mental health and behavior.
I think that the toll can be enormous, especially because you feel like you have to live and die by this rating system. And that can cause the person to maybe even do some really unsafe behaviors, like driving really fast and erratically to try to deliver quickly or on time. And I think that it also makes it much harder for them to actually focus on doing their job in a quality way.
Instacart declined our request for an interview, but in an email to ABC News, the company says they're also hearing from shoppers about the rating system and, quote, "We're always working to provide a consistently fair and reliable experience for shoppers, and we look forward to continuing to evolve our systems and processes to deliver the best offering for shoppers." The company points to measures like deleting a shopper's worst rating after 100 deliveries, saying that it helps ensure the customer rating is fair and accurate.
There's such a small margin for error. And of course, you strive to be perfect with this job, but we're flawed human beings. And just like anything in life, there's going to be error along the way. And it shouldn't result in you losing your income.
If the customer doesn't respond when you need to replace an item, and you can't sit in the store for an hour waiting for a customer to respond, and some customers are upset with that, so then they'll give you a lower rating.
Instacart insists some of those issues are resolved in favor of the shopper, and that a recent survey shows 75% of shoppers feel the customer rating system is fair. Some shoppers, however, have resorted to emotional pleas, begging customers to withhold tips instead of leaving a rating that could haunt them for weeks. So at some point, financially, it just didn't start making sense for you?
Exactly.
Ehud has since left the app.
I do believe there should be some way to hold shoppers accountable. And you need to filter out any shoppers who are untrustworthy or who are constantly messing up the job. Customers don't know how harmful even a 4-star rating is.
Oh my gosh, that makes me feel bad.
As a customer, did you realize you had that much power?
No, absolutely not. I would have definitely thought that 5 4-stars would have still been top tier, not just 5.
Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
And still ahead here on Prime, heading into the first weekend of summer, the deadly tubing accident tonight and warnings from officials for anyone heading onto the water this weekend. Plus, Euro Trip, the move by the European Union tonight that makes your dream vacation one step closer to reality. But first, Juneteenth is now a national holiday. So how did the date first gain significance? We look by the numbers. But first, our tweet of the day, our own Michael Strahan with quite the honor, his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
know what happened, and I'm not guilty.
Why the fascination with criminal trials? Figure out what's really out there.
She revealed she had murdered his family.
I know in my heart they did this.
It's the time of suspicion. The ending's really tough.
You don't know whether truth is going to be difficult to find unless you try to find it.
The reality is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown hate, the war among us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Lunchtime at 1 Eastern, 12 Central and Pacific on ABC. It's all about you.
24 hours, assault on the Capitol. The ABC News original, exclusively on Hulu. Now streaming. With so much at stake, so much on the line, more Americans turn here than any other newscast. ABC News World News Tonight with David Muir.
We have made it through another week together.
America's #1 most watched newscast across all of television.
The world may feel out of your control, but your happiness doesn't have to be. Learn the secrets to happiness. Listen to the 10% Happier podcast, free on Apple Podcasts.
Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, Michael Strahan. Wake up with America's #1 most watched morning show. ABC's
Good Morning America.
ABC News honored winner for the second straight year with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television. ABC News, America's #1 news source.
With Juneteenth this week officially recognized as a federal holiday, we're looking back at the origins of the milestone day by the numbers. Before the Civil War, slavery was legal in 15 states, with Texas, the state furthest west, allowing it. And it was in January of 1863, in the midst of the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which legally freed all slaves in the U.S. But it wasn't for another 901 days, nearly 2.5 years later, on June 19, 1865, that Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, to announce that slavery had ended. Now, at that time, more than 250,000 black people were still enslaved in Texas and did not know that by law they should have already been free. Texans began celebrating Juneteenth a year later in 1866, and they continued to do so informally for more than a century before it was made an official state holiday in 1980. And now, with its national recognition this week, Juneteenth becomes the first new federal holiday since 1983, when Martin Luther King Jr. Day was recognized. And we still have a ton to get to here on Prime. The latest mass shooting in America, 1 person killed, more than a dozen wounded, and that rampage happening over 8 locations. What authorities are saying about the suspect now in custody. The remarkable story of survival in Alaska tonight. A hiker charged by bears and rescued after nearly 2 days in the wild. And the portraits of former President Obama unveiled tonight, with a cross-country tour getting underway. But first, a look at our top trending stories on abcnews.com.
We will guide you through it all tonight. We have made it through another week together.
Give me a big hug, Richard.
We tell all our patients how much they're loved. We hold their hands.
David, we're showing our love and support for all the ICU staff.
They're the heroes in this.
Now, when it matters most, the straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. Good Morning America, #1 in the morning, 9 years running. World News Tonight with David Muir, #1 in the evening with America's most watched newscast. 2020, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights. The View, the #1 daytime talk show. And ABC News Live, #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
The world may feel out of your control, but your happiness doesn't have to be. Learn the secrets to happiness. Listen to the 10% Happier podcast, free on Apple Podcasts.
ABC News honored winner for the second straight year with the Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television. ABC News, America's #1 news source.
This is GMA3, what you need to know. GMA3.
A third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon.
It's all about you. Lunchtime on ABC.
The reality is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown hate, the war among us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
Friday nights, 9/8 Central. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime. 2020. Friday nights, 9/8 Central on ABC.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Millions of residents along the Gulf Coast are bracing for a tropical system, a storm that could form in the Gulf of Mexico Friday.
This is our home, and we don't want to leave our home.
Forecasters predict heavy rain, storm surge, and coastal flooding.
The time is now to make sure that you are doing what you can to prepare for the storm.
The expectation is this weather event will be focused on rain, not so much on the wind.
In Lake Charles, they are still cleaning up from last year's devastating floods.
We're working very diligently right now to try to get those areas clean.
Rescue teams are scouring a river in North Carolina for the second day after a deadly tubing accident.
5 tubers went over the dam. 5 tubers went over the dam.
According to police, 9 people were floating on the Dan River near the Virginia border on Wednesday night when they went over a dam.
It's a pretty steep drop from the river over the dam there, and it's dangerous, obviously.
4 survivors were found by construction workers 18 hours later, clinging to whatever they could find.
4 were located. They were hanging on to various items there, and we were able to get Swiftwater Rescue in to rescue those 4 individuals.
Officials then scoured a massive stretch of the river looking for the other 5 people.
We have done both an air and water search at this time. We've had an aircraft that have flown the river, and we still have a current water search going on at this time. We have 2 boats on the river at this time.
Thursday night, a devastating discovery. Officials telling ABC News 3 of the tubers were found dead. Their bodies recovered 3 miles away from where they were last seen.
Officials say they still consider this a rescue operation and they hope to find the others.
Dramatic video shows a bear on a rampage attacking several people in northern Japan. A local resident in the city of Sapporo, where the Olympics will be held in a month, first reported sighting a bear on the road in the early hours of the morning. News footage from a local station showed the bear running along a residential street, crossing a busy road, and pawing at the gates of a Japan Self-Defense Force military barracks before running away. The bear was later shot down near the airport by 2 men from the local hunting association. Local police said the bear attacked 3 men, one of whom was seriously injured, and a woman in her 80s.
American tourists will soon be welcomed back to Europe, but they may have to jump through some hoops.
While the European Union is recommending adding the U.S. to its open admission list, that's only a recommendation.
and the 27 individual countries can amend that by requiring, for instance, testing, proof of vaccination status, or imposing a quarantine period. So that means check ahead to see what's required if you're planning on traveling across the pond in the near future. Non-essential travel from the U.S. to Europe has been banned since last year.
Right now, the Obamas visiting hometown Chicago. That is, their official portraits are. The painting's already drawing huge crowds in Washington, D.C., and now the Smithsonian National Portrait Gallery sending them on a cross-country tour. First stop, the iconic Art Institute of Chicago, with ABC getting the exclusive first look as the portraits rolled into town.
This is a Chicago story.
Museum director James Rondo taking us through some of the exhibition, the Windy City front and center.
I think so much of the story of Barack and Michelle Obama in Chicago is centered on the South Side.
Visitors seeing where the former first couple lived and worked inside the museum where their love story flourished. And there's another first. These portraits on display side by side for the first time since their unveiling in 2018.
All that iconicity around power and celebrity is there, but also they're incredibly accessible.
And now even more true, with visits also planned in New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, and Houston.
And next, we turn to that deadly shooting spree in Arizona. A gunman going on a rampage, killing one person, injuring a dozen, opening fire in multiple locations. That suspect is now in custody. Will Carr brings us the latest.
Tonight, the dramatic arrest of an alleged gunman who terrorized the quiet suburbs of Phoenix, Arizona. Police arresting 19-year-old Ashen Tricarico, who they say went on a random shooting spree targeting anyone in his sights. The shooting started around 11:10 Thursday morning. Authorities say the suspect drove around 3 cities in the greater Phoenix area, spraying bullets at both pedestrians and cars across 8 locations, shutting down busy interstates. In the end, 4 people were shot, 1 victim killed. 9 others injured in the chaos.
My heart began to break, of course, thinking of the families, those that are hurting.
After a harrowing 90 minutes, police eventually catching up with the gunman, officers surrounding him in this parking lot with their guns drawn, then placing him in handcuffs and taking him into custody. That suspect now faces multiple charges, including murder. He's being held on $1 million bond, and the big question now is why. Authorities are still looking for a motive tonight. Trevor.
Will Carr in Arizona. Now to Florida. Earlier today, a federal judge ruled in favor of the state in a lawsuit against the CDC and its conditional sail order when it comes to cruise ships. This as post-pandemic travel gets underway, and one major cruise line revealed their requirements for passengers. ABC's transportation correspondent Gio Benitez has the details.
Tonight, as summer travel picks up, there may be different rules for the vaccinated versus those who aren't. And the debate on this is growing. Earlier today, a federal judge gave Florida Governor Ron DeSantis a win for now, saying the CDC overstepped its authority in requiring vaccines on cruises, and that Florida is highly likely to prevail. And now tonight, at least one cruise line has revealed its plans. Starting July 2nd, Royal Caribbean says for its first Florida cruises only, vaccines are optional, but the experience won't be the same.
Ultimately, passengers might have a little bit different experience if they're vaccinated or not. There might be a little bit different rules in place for people on board.
Royal Caribbean saying it'll charge unvaccinated passengers 16 and up $136 for COVID tests on board. Masks will be required indoors, and some shows and events will be just for the vaccinated. Dining hours will also be restricted for the unvaccinated. The CDC has until July 2nd to respond to the judge's ruling.
And Gio Benitez joins us now. Gio, you were just in Barbados last week when the first North American cruise set sail. It was an assignment we were all incredibly jealous of. Do you have any idea when we'll start seeing cruises depart from here in the U.S.?
Well, Trevor, the first U.S. cruise is actually just about a week away, the Celebrity Edge. I've spoken with Celebrity tonight, and they say that that cruise will be at least 95% vaccinated. Originally, they were saying that they were going to require vaccines for that cruise, but because that cruise arrives back in Florida after that July 1st deadline, they actually cannot do that anymore. They now say that they have to ask passengers, and if those passengers say that they do not give those vaccines, that they don't give proof of vaccination, those passengers will be counted as unvaccinated. But right now, they believe it's going to be a 95% vaccinated cruise, Trevor.
If you get assigned to cover that one on board too, Gio, I'm going to start to get upset. Gio Benitez, thank you.
I will be there.
I'm preemptively angry. Thank you, Gio. And now to an incredible story of survival. A woman lost in the Alaskan wilderness for days after being chased off the trail by bears and making it out alive. ABC's Kaylee Hartung has the story.
After 40 hours alone in the deep Alaska wild, one hiker is battered and bruised, but has a harrowing story of survival to share.
I cried many times on the mountain.
A group of grizzly bears charged 55-year-old Fina Kiefer, chasing her off her hiking trail as she fended them off with bear spray.
I had to stand my guard while this bear was charging me. So I grabbed my pepper spray out of my side, and then as he was charging me, I sprayed the first spray, and then I said, "Hey!" And then he stopped his charge about 20 feet, so startled that he turned around, ran down with the second bear in tow.
Lost in the woods, she texted her husband saying she needed help, but then she stopped responding to calls and messages, setting off a massive search and rescue operation. More than 100 people, including ski patrol, rescue dogs, and Air National Guard, began scouring the wilderness through the following day and into the next night. Kiefer could hear helicopters overhead, but they couldn't see her.
She was actually able to build a fire, a small fire. She was able to keep herself warm and sustain herself through the night.
I had waterproof matches that my husband had given me, and I put them in my backpack this winter thinking, oh, I might need these. So I put them in there for months. I hadn't used them for months, but man, that night I was so thankful for them.
Heavy rain made day 2 of the search even more challenging, eventually forcing the effort to pause. But just an hour later, Kiefer finally found her way to safety.
I was just so thankful to be alive and to love my family again.
The challenging 12-mile trail Kiefer was attempting to follow warns hikers to be prepared to encounter bears and moose.
An incredible story. That's Kaylee Hartung. Next on Prime, our look at allyship in America, the courage many have shown to support Black Americans, and the hard work many say still lies ahead.
Now, when it matters most, the straightforward facts. ABC News is America's #1 news. Good Morning America, #1 in the morning, 9 years running. World News Tonight with David Muir, #1 in the evening with America's most watched newscast. 2020, the #1 news magazine on Friday nights. The View, the #1 daytime talk show. And ABC News Live, #1 in streaming news. ABC News is America's #1 news.
The most powerful stories of our time, anytime. Nightline.
Now, as the country reopens with so much hope for a brighter summer, it's time to
rise and shine.
And we're celebrating by hitting the road.
Let's do it.
Traveling to all 50 states this summer.
It's time to rise and shine. Let us shine.
Let us shine. Yes, it's time to celebrate the summer with... It's ABC's Good Morning America's Great Rise and Shine Tour.
Good morning, America.
Friday nights, 9/8 Central. True crime, cinematic, real-life drama, stunning, the unthinkable. Follow the clues. The Hunt. True crime. 2020. Friday nights, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Admit it. These days, what you need to know
seems to change just about every day.
What is it that you really want to know, need to know?
To help you not just get through your day,
but to make the most of it. Feel smarter.
Feel better.
Feel happier.
Well, how about a third hour of Good Morning America in the afternoon?
GMA 3, what you need to know. Lunchtime at 1 Eastern, 12 Central and Pacific on ABC. It's all about you.
I know what happened, and I'm not guilty.
Why the fascination with criminal trials? Figure out what's really out there.
She revealed she had murdered his family.
I know in my heart they did this.
It's the time of suspicion.
The ending's really tough.
You don't know whether truth is going to be difficult to find unless you try to find it.
The reality is our country can collapse from within.
You see the white power movement on the march. Klansmen and neo-Nazis, skinheads, it's meant to incite war.
From the KKK to Oklahoma City to Charlottesville, the new documentary event special.
We just need to start talking about race.
Homegrown hate, the war among us.
This is a real wake-up call.
Streaming now on ABC News Live.
Because of the declaration this week, today is the first time ever that Juneteenth is observed as a federal holiday. And as conversations surrounding race relations in America continue, the topic of true allyship consistently plays a prominent role. Our Lindsay Davis traveled to Pennsylvania, where one family is tackling racism head-on, along with an ally who isn't just talking the talk, but walking the walk.
Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, is rooted in American history. It was rumored to be a stop on the Underground Railroad and burned down in 1864 by the Confederacy. It is small-town America, overwhelmingly Republican and mostly white, a place where Linda and Marvin Worthy and their 11-year-old daughter, Taylor, call home.
How is it raising your daughter here?
She's usually the only black student in her class. We're the only black family at events.
Was there ever a time that you felt unwelcome in Chambersburg because of your race?
Well, I received a phone call once asking me if I was Marvin Worthy, and that I understand my wife decided to enroll in your service, but I found out that you were and we want to withdraw. I said, excuse me? He said, which part of don't you understand?
The Worthies turned their personal struggle into action, forming a group called Racial Reconciliation.
Marvin and I decided that we would start to have some conversations about how we can reconcile around the issue of race in our own community.
For the next few years, they hosted uncomfortable conversations, mostly with their white neighbors, about what it really means to be an ally.
It's not enough to be anti-racist. You have to do more than that. You have to combat it, confront it, interrupt it. And what do you do in a room full of white people, for example, and language is happening that's offensive to people of color? You stand in the gap for people who are absent. That's the real work.
Then George Floyd was killed. Big cities erupted into protest. And to the surprise of some, so did Chambersburg. But the hands holding the signs of protest here were overwhelmingly white, chanting a phrase that was once unthinkable. Those uncomfortable conversations paid off when hundreds showed up for a demonstration organized by the Worthies last Juneteenth.
We're standing strong, steadfast.
We've never seen that before in our community. There was a group of black women in a car that stopped who had tears rolling down their face and said, "You can't even imagine what this means to me."
From his office window, Matt Fogel, Franklin County's Republican district attorney, watched and listened to the protests for weeks.
Give me a sense of your own personal reaction to the death of George Floyd.
Heartbreak. I became very frustrated, angry at times, and just could not be quiet.
The veteran felt it was his patriotic duty to do something. Last June, he released a public statement that sent shockwaves throughout the conservative community that had elected him.
Black Lives Matter, period, full stop. I was wrong and part of the problem. It's not enough to avoid being a racist. It's about actual meaningful change.
Was there any part of you that was anxious?
No. No one is going to make me say what they want me to say. No one's going to make me sell my soul.
Allyship has taken many forms this year. Instagram users blocking out their profiles on social media, to businesses declaring support for Black lives. But for the Worthies, real allyship means putting in the work.
The other group doesn't get to define themselves as an ally. That is my role to inform them that they're an ally, because it's going to be based on your actions.
So how necessary is that white allyship?
There are some people who will never hear me, but a white ally who sends the same message can be heard.
In Matt Fogel, they say they found an ally.
To white viewers who are listening today who still say all lives matter, how would you explain to them Black Lives Matter?
So, when someone automatically retorts all lives matter, it's just a way to avoid the conversation. So I guess my answer is no, you don't get to avoid that.
Allyship has a long history in this country, from the abolitionists to the civil rights movement.
We've said all power to the people.
In 1969, Fred Hampton, the Chicago Black Panther Party leader, built the Rainbow Coalition.
We don't have any people whose lives we believe that should be thrown away.
His dream, uniting different races and ethnicities, is still alive in the city today.
We can send a signal to the rest of the nation that where ethnic minorities unite, the flourishing of all humanity in America is but moments away.
Last year, Pastor Charlie Dates was approached by his longtime friend, Pastor Raymond Chang, who felt called to bring their communities together.
Black people in this country are racially targeted, harassed, reported, discriminated against, and even killed.
Chang put together a march, 1,000 strong, from a historically Chinese church to a historically black one.
It felt like we were declaring that we were putting an end to a stronghold that had kept our communities at odds with each other.
It represented the fact that with God, anything really is possible.
With the rise in attacks against Asian Americans, the two men have joined forces to draw attention to their communities' shared struggles.
When we divide, the racists win. We're not going to do that.
They say true collaboration must be rooted in love and humility.
Humility will make you get up and lay your privilege aside for the benefit of someone else.
People have to count the cost and see if the work that they're doing requires anything of them beyond throwing something up into the Twitter sphere or, onto Instagram.
Courage can come with a cost. District Attorney Fogel was censured by the local Republican Party, so he left and became an independent.
I didn't anticipate the resistance. I underestimated that.
Do you have any regrets?
Absolutely not.
Over the last year, Fogel has stood shoulder to shoulder with the Worthies, making them members of an advisory board on race and equity that meets regularly.
Racial reconciliation has given me the space to be able to talk about my story.
For me, Matt is an example of the possibilities that exist in this community.
Those possibilities have prompted Marvin to run for mayor. Both he and his wife are trying to reimagine Chambersburg, ramping up their work, their fight for their daughter.
You said your grace. This is Taylor's home. And so I get up every day, putting one foot forward. I don't want her to growing up experiencing the kind of racism and exclusion that I felt as a child.
And that's why you do the work, and you're asking others to do the work.
To do the work. Let's create a different narrative. We can make America be the way that it needs to be for all of us. All of us.
That's our anchor, Lindsay Davis, reporting, and that story and much more will be part of an ABC News Soul of a Nation special, Juneteenth, Together We Triumph, including Michael Strahan's interview with former President Barack Obama, airing tonight on ABC and streaming tomorrow on Hulu. And before we go tonight, the image of the day. Let's show you Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman, a hero of the January 6th Capitol insurrection, throwing out the first pitch at tonight's Washington Nationals game. Not quite over the plate, but we're going to give him some home cooking and call that one a strike. And that is our show tonight. Stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. Thanks for streaming with us, and have a great weekend.